Page 44, the Lord bless you and keep you. This is in C major. 4/4 time with a pickup beat. We come in on beat 4. I'm going to talk about a few things. I have some suggestions here. You're starting out with 5th finger, it's fine. Watch the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Try and connect the melody, the top note. The bottom note will do the best it can, but it's the top note we want to hear. And then it's the end of a phrase, so you can lift up. Now, second line. On the first measure, you're coming down here. That's 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 40, like so. And then for the next notes, I recommend you cross over the thumb and use 2/4 or 2/5, either one you want, and connect it. We want to connect the E to the G. If I use thumb, it doesn't connect because the thumb has to play the next note. So if I just go 2/4 here, I can connect everything. And hold the D down when you play the F sharp, and then here. Next line, instead of 1, 2, I recommend 2, 3. And then a 1, 5. We want to connect. If you can, connect that. That's tricky. You have to let up on the C sharp because it's repeated. And then going on, their fingering's good here. Again, connect the melody and go on. I like their fingering at the top of page 45. This is a good one. On the first measure. Except if you're going to use the 4th finger on the C going up, which I like, that's a good one, use the 4th finger coming down. Those 4 notes together make up the chord. We're just playing them like a broken chord is all. So there. Then lift up, it's the end of a phrase. In the second line, hold that A down while you're playing this, and then you can come up. Go on. Rhythm. Let's talk rhythm in the second line. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So you're coming in on the end of 2. 1 and 2 and 4. Then the last line, when the C sharp comes around, I recommend 2nd finger on the C sharp, and then I can connect it all. Except that. Something like that. I'll come back to the end. The amen, I'll talk about that a little later. For the left hand, you have the chords at the beginning that keep the left hand soft here. It's all background. Second line, you're starting out soft. And now in the second line, second measure, you're here. I recommend a 5/2 for the DA, and then a 3/1 for the 8th notes. And then for the half note on the next line, 2. So you bend 3, just go 2. And then you're ready for 3/1 for the next one. And then for the last measure, it's a 4/2. They're saying 4, you have to come up. You can do that, it's workable, but you don't have to. Because I can just as easily do a 4 on the G and then cross over with 3rd finger. That works too. So the last measure there, you're here, here. Top of page 45, for the eighth notes is 2-4. Just stay in this position for the whole measure. Just stay here and 2-4 for the chord. And then the next measure, if you want, you can do a 1, 2-1, or you can do a 3-2-1. It's your choice. Going on second line here. Next measure. Next measure, I recommend a 4 on the F. So we can use a 5 on the E and a 2 on the B flat. Here, next line, 4 on the F, and then you can do their fingering. And that's that. There's not much dynamics given, but as you get to know the piece, you can get to know the dynamics a little better. How you feel the dynamics, how you feel how loud it should be. It says medium loud, that's the melody. It says slowly and quietly, and then it says medium loud. Well, do a slow and quiet medium loud. That's the melody, that's medium loud. Everything else is quiet. Measure of the second line, the right hand has a rest. Make sure you lift up on beat 4. So it's here, up, and then go on. Now on these where the words are with the left hand, those notes you can play a little louder than you were playing. So last line. Tend to want a crescendo there, and they say don't crescendo till you get to the top of 45, page 45, where you have that crescendo going up and come down. There, you're getting louder. That's the right hand. Keep the left hand down. Then you come down. And this other part is again a counter melody. Here again, you're getting a little louder, and then you're coming back down. And that second measure, well, the first two measures you hear coming up to here. That's where you're headed, and then come down. Now you're soft at the end. Don't forget the B flat. Soft at the end. And then the amen is very soft, and they have an optional where you can play both hands an octave lower. So instead of here where it's written, you can play it here. Just make it very soft. And you hang on to that last one, the fermata, for a while until you're tired of hanging on to it, or whenever you think it's right, and you let go of it and go on. Now, we need some pedal to smooth this out, because without pedal it's a bit choppy. So we're going to, for the most part, legato pedal, but we have to be careful. We want to hear the phrasing, and we don't want it to get too blurry. So at the beginning I push the notes down and then the pedal. In the next measure I push the notes, and the pedal lags behind the notes. I change the notes and then change the pedal. I lift it up, the pedal up with the hands before I play the eighth note, because it's a new phrase. The same thing with the second measure, the second line. Change it after you play the notes. I like to hear the rest in the last measure. I'm not going to go there. It's just pedal it the way they got it. Now in the last line there, don't pedal these eighth notes. Then you can pedal these eighth notes. Then don't pedal these eighth notes. And then at the top of 45, pedal it the way they've got it. I would say change the pedal part way through it, but we have that swell, so we let the sound go ahead and build up there. And then we change the, and at the end of the line I recommend you lift the pedal up with hands because it's a new phrase. We don't pedal anymore until the end of the measure on the second line. Yeah? On the second line, second measure, lift it up after you play the C. And then you can put it down for the last two beats in that measure. Lift it up at the end of the beat, so we get silence for a beat and a half, and then you go on. Play this as legato with the hands as you can. No pedal or nothing, because we want a real simple, clean sound there. And then you can pedal this part. And then for the amen again, lift up before you play. Don't pedal the first measure of the amen, because we don't want to smear these notes. And then you can put it down after you play the last chord, and at the end you can lift it up with the hands. Slowly. And that's the pedal. Straightforward, right? Let's try this slowly, very slowly together to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to leave out the dynamics. You can do that later. So put your hands where they go. Foot's on the pedal. I'll give us 3 counts. 1 and ready and go and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 1 and 2. Rest. 2. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, off.